Hey, welcome to Mama Mosey Tarot. No captions, no hashtags, no trending sounds. If you're seeing this, it may be for a reason. Very, very strong clues already from the start, so I'm just going to go. By staying, that means you allow me in your energy to catch a vibe, to make it a little bit more specific, nothing creepy. I don't stay. The, the number 69 is significant. Nice. Not in that like creepy asshole Redditor way, but just like the funny fucking nice way. Like Jake from Brooklyn 911. That nice. Specifically. So Brooklyn 911 also maybe. And then there was also Damocles by Sleep Token. I know it just came out. I know it's all the rage right now. I set an intention for a message. I received a number that I should shuffle this playlist, and I shuffled it. That was a song. I promise I shuffled it, okay? Damocles by Sleep Token. Very significant. And this feels like it's for a... Now, I'm going to do... This is an Allie Reed. I have the Allie Man Tarot, and then I've got the Allie Way Tarot and the Oracle Plain Secrets up. We've got the Queen of Swords, but this is not the necessarily feminine Queen of Swords. This feels more like a masculine energy. And especially with that which is buried, and I haven't looked at any of your cards yet, except for that which is buried. I'm sorry. I need to calm down. There is a chaos that I feel. Like when something is cornered, or when you've cleared out everything in a room and it's just that one thing left that you have left that you know is hidden under some old blankets that you have not addressed, and you're like, fuck, I'm gonna have to handle that spider here in a second because there's nothing else that I have to do. But the scenery is, people have been bringing their problems, their situations, their egos, their bullshit to you, to your feet, where you have your treasure, where you feel safe. People are bringing things to you that you need to continuously slay, so much so that your entire vision and sight has been covered by the crowning of your ruling and how much you do for other people, okay? And this has turned you a little bit, not narcissistic, not toxic, but wounded. This is not a good energy to be in. This is too much caring, too much like loving something so much that you squeeze it to death. And you need to be the King of Cups. This is definitely for a masculine. You need to be the King of Cups, stepping into your emotional energy, being able to control your emotions as well as overseeing the emotional care of others, the emotional care of their cups as well. You cannot fake this. This is not a fake it until you make it thing. You have to want this. You have to earnestly and honestly step into this position, knowing the power that you're going to step into, knowing the responsibilities that you have, and knowing how much work it's going to fucking take. But beyond all of that, before you do any of that, before you get to that King of Cups, there's a new beginning here. Now, we got that which is buried, and I hadn't seen anything up under it until I lifted it when I started this, or until I lifted it just now. That which is buried, this is something that you have been keeping to yourself. And there are two options with this card. This card is something that's going to be unearthed soon, or something that you may need to unearth yourself soon. Or if it's going to be buried, let it remain buried. That means that blanket or that spider needs to go in concrete on the bottom of a building. Okay, this is if it's, but here's the thing. This is it. You have a new start coming, no matter what choice you make with this. So I want you to think long and hard concerning your own morals and the morals and situation that you are involved in personally. If this needs to remain buried, or if it's better for everybody around to get the rest of the ick out now and let the wound heal. Okay? You got the Masquerade, which, funny enough, kind of is a card of fake it until you make it. So I think with this new start, you can't fake being the King of Cups, but you can fake being comfortable with this new start. If there's something you need to be buried, that needs to remain buried, or if there is something that has been unburied and there are a lot of fresh wounds right now, you still need to be able to handle this as if there is nothing wrong, but as if your whole world hasn't been broken down. Whatever the case may be per you, okay? Now, if that sounds familiar, sounds like the case, sounds like what's going on in your life, stick around. I may have a message for you with the Allie Man Tarot. And I just saw the Eight of Pentacles. Like I was saying, there's work. But there is, oh God, it's amazing because while there is so much work, like I was saying with the construction, we're going to continue with the construction metaphor. You get to be in at ground level for this Ace of Skulls, this new creation. Because this Ace of Skulls is not just a new creation. It's not something new coming in necessarily, a new career or a new love. This is a new creation of you. This can represent the accoutrement that we wear, you know, the hairstyles, but who we want to be and how we present ourselves to represent that, right? This is all new. This is a new chance for you. So really ask yourself, be honest with yourself. Do not let your fear run you. Does this thing need to stay buried, or does it need to be unearthed? Maybe that's the question. So we'll see why you are seeing me. 501 on the timer. This is death and rebirth. So this is change and a new beginning. Changing, understanding the beauty of change, and that with change, something new can be born, even if it's not exactly... I mean, it's an eagle, though. Like, that's a pretty sick-ass rebirth, right? You have a chance to ascend. Ascensionism might also be such a good song. You might just be a big Sleep Token fan. Okay, so again, another card of creation, but this is more about how you have the tools to do so. This is your creation. You see how the magician has every single element in his hands, and Lord Ganesh might also be significant. You might be a student. Lord Ganesh can be, he loves the inquisitive, curious mind, right? So especially for learners, a remover of obstacles, but this is knowing that you can create this. Even if you don't have the knowledge, you can fucking learn. It's so much joy, right? And then all of the flowers around. I don't want to say garden. It doesn't feel like gardening is significant to you, but I think you can appreciate a good flower, you know? Oh, we've got the Wound Man. So there is pain here that needs to be healed. And the Wound Man upright is that this pain isn't over yet, but healing will come in this one. I'm pretty sure upright it is that it's not necessarily the time for healing exactly, but you need to uncover those wounds. So along with this card, I say it's definitely time to pick at this scab and get the rest of the infection out. If it's what it feels like the cards are saying. And you can ask for, I laid that on top of the magician a little bit, so you can ask your friends or family for support. It can be a fucking pep talk before you enter this situation where you have to reveal something or allow something to be revealed to you. But there is support for you. And, okay. So we've got justice and my... Oh, no. Oh, we've got justice and death. So this is going... If you do decide to unearth this, it is going to be painful. Justice will be meted out accordingly, but there is pain here. This is not necessarily... This is just the grief representative of death, the lost part of it. So there is going to be pain here. But... I want to say it's more on the vein of like you blaming yourself that you had such a hand in it, you know what I mean, if you did. If not, it's going to be, for some of you, it might be blaming yourself that you didn't see it or that you didn't put enough effort forth so that that person felt comfortable revealing it. It's going to be different for each of you, but there is grief concerning yourself and your hand in things here. So, and I also want to say with that, there's going to be a little bit of guilt too. You get another magician though, but this is all part of your journey. This is I want to say this is a face you had to wear for a while and a lesson you had to learn, and it is painful. But this is also not a place to rest. This is also not a place to get stuck. This is a place to learn from and move forward from. 811 on the timer. Deals in the dark. You, like I was saying, you definitely need to assimilate this into the information that you know. The guilt, if you have any guilt that can be healed along, in time, just take that with you. Understand that you are feeling that, and make sure that if you're making any decisions that are important, that you're not making them out of guilt or fear or lack of self-confidence, okay? Just, it's... With the fact that this came out sideways, laid across death, the magician, and the wound man, it's like this has happened before. And you're kind of used to this, and that sucks. It's going to be painful, and it sucks that you have this pain, that you have this understanding and this knowledge. But draw on it. It's going to help you get through this portion as well. And get to the spot where you can understand the healing, and you can kind of maybe even alleviate the guilt as well after a certain amount of time. Yeah, alleviate the guilt. Examine your feelings and alleviate the guilt as well after a certain amount of time. This Five of Cups is walking on top of the water. Water is representative of your emotions. Cups hold water. So broken cups, relationships, connections that you made that didn't quite hold their weight. But being able to look at them objectively, not drowning in the emotion, not having to submerge yourself to be able to look at this anymore. So there is going to be pain if this is, which it feels like this should be unearthed, and there is going to be pain. It is going to fucking suck, but it is a lesson that you need to learn. And you can't necessarily look at it in the light if you have to keep it buried. 948. You can't, okay. 948 on the timer, and the I think it's called the empty. And we had the Six of Bells in reverse. So this is that you can't bring the dirt with you to the clean place. And I'm not saying the dirt is bad. The dirt holds life. Okay. I'm not trying to say that this thing is necessarily bad, or negative, but you can't bring the dirt into the space, this clean space. This is a new, different vibration that's coming in along with the Ace of Skulls. This is another card of building yourself on the outside, the scars that you receive, the way that you tend to color yourself to fit in with the hues of the world, right? This is a new chance for you, and you cannot bring all of this garbage. You cannot be so involved and just drowned in what you're doing and what you're involved in now, because it feels like it is still swallowing a large part of you. The echo of that thing that is buried is kind of introducing a little bit of chaos into your life. So I would suggest trust your intuition, because I don't know your situation. So trust your intuition. But if at all possible, it is best to not keep things buried, because things build over that. Corns, they suck on your feet. You know, if you've ever had one, well, they're awful. But it builds on top of one little fucking thing, okay? Pearls, same thing. One little irritation gets built over and over and over and over. You just have to decide what route you're going to take. If you leave it buried, is it going to turn into a corn, or is it going to turn into a pearl? 1116, 1117. I really, and bottom of the deck energy, we had we had the Moon and the Five of Pentacles. Trust yourself. This is another, it feels like another branch I'm going down for some of you. It might be okay for some of you to be separate for a little while. You might understand that you need to separate yourself from this energy that is tied to this thing that is buried. You might need to separate and walk away and be in the cold and alone for a little bit to better understand your intuition and how you got into this situation, because this thing can never be unveiled. This thing can never be unearthed. But you're going to have to do some learning to fully immerse this lesson into your intuition without the pain that revealing it would cause. Because that is a teaching pain in and of on its own. You can't just let it fucking turn you into a nihilist, though, okay? You cannot let it turn you into a nihilist. With Page of Cups, you have to have hope. You still have to have hope in connection. But more importantly, you have to have hope in connection for yourself. You cannot enter every connection. I'm a trash person. I'm garbage. I would treat you like shit. Are you? Am I not worth it enough for you to work on it? To put forth the effort? To show love in a way that might be uncomfortable for you, but is in the end better for you? That's love. I hope this helped. Love you. Didn't look anymore. We had Judgment. This is going to be a new territory for you. And then we had Run, Rabbit, Run, and then Death. This death is going to be gruesome, but it is something that you should head into. No matter what option you choose, there is change on either path. Revealing it or keeping it hidden, there is still a cause to run. There is still a cause to change, to run forward, lean into your future and what this path is taking you towards. You just have to make that decision and then take the step on the path you chose. I really hope this helped. I love you.